Right on the money for once. Is the frequency in use? Is the frequency in use? Alrighty, this is Kilo 4 Papa Echo Whiskey with the Mount Juliet Simplex Radio Net. Is there any emergency or priority traffic? Alrighty, I'm not sure what priority traffic is, but emergency would be if your life is in peril and you need EMS, fire, or police. So if you do that, if you need that, call 911, and if you can't, call us. We'll do it for you. Or you can just talk to us and tell us your problems. Net may be broken for any time for emergency traffic. I don't know about priority traffic. For information on this net, you can see us right now on YouTube, and you can, in the search block under YouTube, you can look up my call, Kilo 4 Papa Echo Whiskey, and it'll bring it up, or just click on the channel and it should show me on the screen as you look. You can also see us on our groups.io page, which is where you can sign up for an email. That's on groups.indiaoscar.io. It's groups.io. Just look up for, in the search thing, look up MJSS, or Mount Juliet Simplex Society. And you can also see us on our other website, which is 146415.net, which is 146.415.net, where we have some information on Simplex. Or you can email me at k4pew@arrl.net. We meet pretty much every Wednesday and Saturday night at 8 p.m. on 146.415, 146.415. I've been doing it now for, I don't know, 590. This is 599. 599 nets, give or take a net. And I guess that's pretty cool. Saturday will be 600. Anyway, it's about 5.5 years we've been doing this. So, purpose of the net, I think everybody knows, to have fun, figure out how good our shacks work, how good our ears work, how good our antennas work, who we can hear, and the YouTube thing helps us understand who we can hear, because you can hear what I hear, and if you can't hear what I hear, then you're not hearing the other party. And anybody who's on the net generally can hear me. At any rate, and I get out about, I don't know, average probably 45 miles in most directions. Purpose of the net is to support ham radio operators also, and that means by doing so through announcing amateur radio events and activities. And of course, this being what is today, Wednesday, tomorrow night there's two nets, the Simplex net at 7:30 in Bowling Green and 146.430. It's at 7:30. Point your antennas toward Bowling Green, or you can, if you can point them, that is, you can lean them if you want to. But also, there's another one. The Wilson County Amateur Radio Club has an information net at 8 p.m., and that's on 147.105 with a plus offset and a 156.7 PL, or tone, as they say. Do we have any other announcements? Oh, yeah, Saturday. I'll put out another announcement, but Saturday, I think we can do a breakfast first thing in the morning. Saturday is field day, so I don't know who's going to be doing what on field day. I think we'll do it in the park for a coffee and donuts at 8 o'clock as usual. I don't think that should change at the moment. And Mount Juliet says it's highly recommended that everyone wear masks. But, you know, nobody seems to want them. So I have, and I do, but I didn't do it at the last time we had coffee and donuts. I don't think anybody was any of the wiser, or anybody was sick, which was kind of nice. If you're sick, don't show up. Any other announcements besides that? We have the two nets tomorrow, and then and of course, don't forget on Saturday night we also have the 600th net, which is kind of neat. I don't know, it's just a number, but it's kind of neat. And then Sunday night at 7:30 is the 10-meter net. And of course, Saturday we do the 2-meter, 6-meter, 2-meter sideband, and we have the buy-sell swap and swindle net. And then Sunday night, of course, is the 10-meter upper sideband net on at 7:30 p.m. Any other corrections or additions or questions? Did I hear somebody in there trying to get in? Heard some noise in there. Swap or swindle? Yep. I'm glad you said something. I don't think the volume's up high enough there. Oh, how did it coming through on the YouTube? Did you notice?
I don't know. I've got the volume down so I don't get confused.
Okay. Now, well, you just helped me out because now I can hear the radio and it sounds better. I didn't have it up quite high enough. All right. Well, very good. Tonight is net number 599. As I said, we're starting from the west. I will be asking that you give your call, your name, and of course, there's a lightning round. So it's call, name, and location, and a simple yes or no if you're going to be operating in some fashion, even if it's a little tiny bit, in the field day coming up this Saturday/Sunday. So those are the things we want to just hear. If you're not going to, don't feel bad. There's no requirement. As you know, we don't have any rules. Nobody has to participate in even this net. They can sit and listen if they want to. So that's what I'm going to be asking for. Call, name, location. We don't need a grid square. We don't need a number. And if you're participating in field day. So let me start out. I hope to participate in some manner, but nothing spectacular and not with a big club function. I don't know if any clubs are doing their function this week or not. So, in fact, let me know if any club you're familiar with that's doing a, when you check in, let me know if any clubs are doing a big event. I don't think they are, but I'll ask anyway. All right, well, very good. We'll start taking check-ins from the west then. West of Mount Juliet, please come down.
AM4YRF, Michael in Belshire.
Very good, Michael. And I know you're feeling better. Everything back to square one, kind of.
Yeah, I'm going back to work tomorrow. So, and then I gotta see the doc. So I'll know more after tomorrow.
All right, maybe you're gonna have to retire one of these days. Well, good. I'm glad you're feeling better. I'm glad it wasn't anything more serious than a nerve block, or I don't know. You just lost your nerve. One of the two. All right. Anyway, you say you were going to do something on field day?
Probably not this year. Sadly to say.
All righty. Anyway, there's Michael and Belshire, Kilo Mike 4 Yankee Romeo Foxtrot. Who else is west?
WY4G. Whiskey 4 Alpha Whiskey Echo. John in Bellevue. And even though I'm working, I'll probably do some 1D this weekend.
Ah, very good. That was John and Belshire. Now I got you in there, Jeff. I'll be right back. That's Whiskey 4 Alpha Whiskey Echo is going to do some field day, at least on single person field day. And then there's Jeff, Whiskey Yankee 4 Golf. How you doing, Jeff?
Okay, good evening, Paul. Everyone. WY4G, Jeff Madison. I will not be participating this year.
All right, very good. Well, you're a pretty busy guy. I wouldn't be too surprised about that. But everything else going well for you?
Oh yeah, just a little bit of a stomach bug, but I'm over that. And everything's good to go.
All right, sounds good. That was Jeff, Whiskey Yankee 4 Golf. He is in Madison. Madison, yes. All right, very good. Who else is? I said that already. Who else is west?
KG4 CXE.
All right, you didn't say where you were, man.
Oh, sorry, Chris and Donaldson.
Chris and Donaldson. I don't think you have an HF radio yet, do you?
No, I do not. But that's what I was thinking about as far as the field day thing. I'll operate on the equipment that I've got. I'll at least be calling out on some of the Simplex frequencies and see what's going on 2 meters and 440, and then a little bit of digital as well. And I'm sure there'll be people all over it. So yeah, it should be fun.
Oh yeah, you'll be able to monitor some activities even on 2 meters. Maybe on some of the club stations, you hear more traffic just due to field day. Well, very good. That's Chris. He's in Donaldson. It's Kilo Golf 4 Charlie X-Ray Echo. Some of you probably can't hear him because he's got an indoor antenna, but he's going to be doing what he can with the little radio and antenna he has at the moment. Who else is next up west?
Kilo Golf 4 India Lima Victor, Jack and Donaldson. I'll be staying in this weekend.
All right, but you're going to do any field day from the house?
Oh yeah, I'll be monitoring.
Monitoring, okay. Monitoring, a lurker.
That's right.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, I've done that in the past too. Monitor, and sometimes I've jumped in for a couple of things, but it depends on what I got going on. Field day weekend almost always falls on my birthday, which is kind of weird, but this one didn't. It's a day off. But anyway, it's a day. I always have a day off now. I'm retired, but no, it's a day off, different from my my actual birthday. All right. Well, anyway, that was Jack, and he is in Donaldson. Kilo Golf 4 India Lima Victor, who is going to be monitoring field day from the house. Who else is west?
Kilo X-ray 4 Delta Queen, Ron.
That's Ron. Ron, I don't remember where you are.
Right on the Williamson-Davidson County line, just east of I-65.
Williamson-Davidson County line. Okay, no, I don't know. You said just east of 65?
Yes, that's correct.
You going to be doing any field day this week?
I'm trying to get a 6-meter squalo antenna up and running, see if I can participate a little bit on 6 meters for the fun of it.
Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be great. 6 meters been pretty open recently, so I imagine you'll have some good luck there.
I'm curious if anybody knows anything about trying to tune a squalo. This one comes with the resonance supposed to be in the low part of the 6-meter band, and I'd like to move it up a little bit.
Well, do you have a tuner on your radio?
Yeah, I have a tuner on the radio, but I'd like to, get the antenna to work as efficiently as I can.
Oh, so you want to adjust the squalo itself, you mean, rather than just through a tuner?
Absolutely. According to the specs, it has about a 1 megahertz bandwidth, and I'd like to just slide it up about a half a megahertz or 1 megahertz.
All right. Well, do this for me. Are you on the mailing list?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, I was going to say you could post that question and probably get an answer from somebody who's familiar with your antenna specifically.
Where's the mailing list located?
It's on that groups.io page, GROUPS.India Oscar, and then if you just do a search in there for MJSS.
Okay, I might do that.
Yeah, no, there's quite a few. We've got 110 or so people on here, and somebody's bound to have that antenna. And even if they didn't, they can give you some advice on how to tune it based upon what you're seeing at your shack, and what the antenna is doing. Do you have an antenna tuner? I mean, do you have a like an analyzer?
Yeah, I've got a rig expert AA55 in.
Oh yeah, I'm confident there'd be somebody on that list that'd be able to help you directly.
Okay, sounds like a deal. So listen, stay safe and healthy.
Very good. That was Ron, and he is down there on the border of Williamson and Davidson County. He is going to be doing some field day, hopefully on 6 meters, and it's Kilo X-ray 4 Delta Queen. Who else is west? Please come in. Moving right along to the south, then. Please come down.
Kilo Echo 4 Sierra Yankee Victor.
All right. Yes or no on the field day there, Larry?
Well, I saw the field day. I don't know if any of the clubs are having anything or not.
Well, are you doing anything from the house then, or are you just going to mess around with it?
I'm just going to mess around again.
All right. Well, the bands are pretty full, so it's gives you a lot to mess around with usually on field days,
Yeah, I like to just go visit, but I don't know if anybody's going to be out there too busy.
I don't think there is either. I haven't heard anybody saying they're doing a club field day. Anyway, that was Larry. He's in Rockville, Kilo Echo 4 Sierra Yankee Victor, and it's a yes in some fashion from the house, probably, or just monitoring or messing around, as he said. Who else? So, Sal? How about it, Eddie? Are you going to be doing anything there from Gladeville?
I don't know yet. I've been doing a lot of trail paint outside, and pretty rough on the old man.
Yeah. You need to get your wife out there doing that stuff.
She's doing it too.
Ah, she got to help you out. All right, very good. Eddie's doing home chores, I think, this week, painting. And that's Eddie, Whiskey 4 Echo Bravo X-ray. He's in Gladeville. Who else is, and maybe doing something on, if you get some time. If you get on a break, he'll get on the air. Who else is south?
Whiskey Victor 4 Delta, Ken, Stones River
Wow, so Stones River is doing something.
Absolutely. Got like we're distancing, but we have 5 different radio stations set up.
Oh, that's great. So Larry, you hear that? You got somebody to visit at Stones River.
Yeah, they set up down at the educational place in Smyrna. Setting up in the park. I have to get back with you. I forgot what the name of the park is, but it's just off the highway Patterson Road. Okay. Appreciate the information, KE4SYB.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's probably on their website, isn't it, Ken?
Absolutely, it is. And we're doing social distancing by frequency. And we have like 4 or 5 different groups meeting together in different parts of that state part or city part. And got about 5 different radios running.
Yeah, don't forget to sanitize all the antennas before you stick them out there.
Yes, sir. We have some vertical sanitizer that, or horizontal, whichever you're running. We'll put it in the coax and it'll shoot it up.
That's right. Yes. Well, again, just being careful. You know, hams are generally not the youngest people in the party, so I think we're all more vulnerable than a 19-year-old, I think. Anyway, you know, I noticed that just as a point of interest, I saw that today that about 40% of the people that passed away in this country were in nursing homes. 40%. I found that astounding.
Yes, sir. And, you know, the problem is a lot of times these people put them in nursing homes and took them out of the hospital. And I think that's part of the problem. And that's all I'm going to say. WB4D.
Oh, I hear you. Oh, very good. Very good. That was Ken. He's in Smyrna. That's Whiskey Victor 4 Delta. And he is, the Stones River is having a multi-band event. You can look on their website. I don't have it in front of me, but Stones River is the club, Stones River Amateur Radio Club. Doing it in the public park with appropriate distancing between stations. It ought to be interesting. All right. Anybody else south? Please come in.
AM4 BVA, Dan, Mount Juliet, and a big maybe.
All right. Very good, Dan. You doing all right?
Oh, yeah, as good as an old guy can do.
Yeah. You only got a couple years on me. Kilo Mike 4, Victor Alpha. That's Dan. He's over here near Providence. Well, it's kind of the other side of Providence shopping center there. And it's not really Providence. It's not really a place. It's just a mall. Anyway, it was Dan, KM4 VVA here in Mount Juliet over by Providence. Who else is south? Go ahead, Michael.
Listen, someone just posted on the YouTube feed that the Sumner County Amateur Radio Association will hold its field day at Lot 4 Park on the 27th and 28th as well.
Yeah, I have no idea where that is. I'm sure that's on their website too. Sumner County is holding their field day at Lock 4 Park. I see it here on the YouTube feed on both Saturday and Sunday, of course. That's interesting. So there's two places you can go to depending on which side of the Cumberland you're on. I presume that's on the north side of the Cumberland. Michael, do you know?
I believe it is, Paul, but I'm not absolutely sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Sumner would not hold their field day in Wilson County. Yeah, right. Anyway, we got that. Sumner County's having a field day. Who else we got? And you can look on the Sumner County Amateur Radio Club's website to see any details. Who else is south? Please come in. All right, moving around to the east then.
Whiskey Alpha 4, Zulu Hotel India, James in Mount Juliet.
Hello, James. Are you doing anything?
No, I don't think I'm going to go out because I've got bad poison ivy on my hands. I don't want to get out in the sun that much.
Oh, boy. What were you doing? Clearing weeds or something?
Yes, my wife with her flower bed around the house about a month ago.
I think it was a trap.
Well, she tries to trap me every few days.
Oh, my gosh. All righty. Probably not going outside, that's for sure. That's James here in Mount Juliet, Whiskey Alpha 4 Zulu Hotel India, and probably not. He's got a bad case of poison ivy on his hands. Doesn't want to give it to his radio, I guess. Who else is? He also doesn't want to go in the sun. Who else is east?
So 4 DTZ, John.
That's Kilo. It's a Kilo Oscar 4. I missed the first part. It's Kilo Oscar 4. Isn't that what it is, John?
Would it be?
Yeah, very good. That's John, Kilo Oscar 4 Delta Tango Zulu. Any field day going on?
Yeah, for some reason this stupid thing just booted me out, so I had to boot it back up. I'll give you a comment here in a few minutes as soon as I figure it out.
All right, sounds like a winner. And John, I forget where you are.
Inglewood. Yeah, Inglewood.
All right, Inglewood. That's the one that starts with an I.
The place of the big cookie monster, me.
When when my son was growing up, I always got a big kick out of that Cookie Monster. Cookies! Of course, that was me, too. Anyway, that was John in Inglewood, Kilo Oscar 4, Delta Tango Zulu. Who else east?
K4 Kilo Oscar 4, Charlie Victor uniform. Stephen Levin.
Hold on, Stephen. I had a double in there, but I had Wes in Watertown. And I think you said you're doing some from the house there on Fielding.
I'm going to sit here in the back porch and drink iced tea, if that counts. Had a pop-up storm come up here. I don't know if anybody else is experiencing this, but there's a lot of rain and lightning, so I'm probably going to unplug here. Y'all go ahead, KE4TWM.
Yeah, very good. That was Wes near Watertown, Kilo Echo 4 Tango Whiskey India. Excellent signal tonight, in spite of the storm. And Steve, give me your full call again. I got the CVU. It is CVU, isn't it? Yeah.
Kilo Oscar 4, Charlie Victor uniform, and I'll be monitoring and maybe participating a little if I get my signal out.
Ah, very good. That was Steve. And Steve is over on the east over, well, it's between here and Lebanon, right?
Yep, on Highway 109, about a mile north of 70.
Yeah. It's like in the middle of nowhere, isn't it? You're in an unincorporated area there, aren't you, on 109?
I don't know. They claim it's city of Lebanon, city limits out here.
Ah, okay. I didn't know. I wasn't sure what it was. I kind of think of that as being like in between everything. I know that if you ever looked, have you ever looked at the city limits of Mount Juliet?
Not real closely, no.
Well, go to Google Earth or Google Maps on the web or anybody and just put down Mount Juliet, Tennessee, and it brings up this, and it's got this. It looks like the crazy person made the map. Anyway, that was Steve. He's over here on more eastern, more middle eastern. Kilo Oscar 4 Charlie Victor uniform, Steve, and he's here in Wilson County between. Well, he's in Lebanon, he says, but it's kind of between Lebanon and Mount Juliet. Who else is east?
I'm in 4 Sierra India Bravo, KO India 4 Sierra Oscar Romeo, Lebanon. Don't know what we're doing for field day. Just kind of up in the air at this point.
All right. I had two in there. Hold on, Richard. And Richard, that's Kilo India 4 Sierra India Bravo, and Daphne, his better half. And not figuring out what he's going to do with field day yet. But who was the other party that was on top of there?
Sorry about that. This is KO4DTZ. The Stone River Amateur Radio Club will be conducting a ham license exam test. I'm trying to get all this stuff at Shark Springs Park located in Smyrna during field day. Just wanted to let you know that's what I'm going to be doing. If anybody would like to join or bring stuff for that, I think they're going to have a picnic thing too. You can contact Dave Wilson, 615-579-3177. Roger?
Yeah, very good. And I'm sure that's all on the website, but they are doing ham radio testing on Saturday, right?
Yes, they are. Hang on a minute. Trying to find. Well, the mouse is not working again. Yeah, don't you just love this modern technology stuff? I can make it work though. Anyway, yeah, I gmail.com. Stone River Amateur Radio Club.
Yeah, that's the email you mean.
Say again?
Well, you said it was srarctn.com, right?
It don't have a .com. It just says at gmail.com at the end of SRARCTN.
Yeah, very good. That would be their email address then. It's got the ad in there. But anyway, you can look up the Stones River Amateur Radio Club for more information. They're doing some testing. I'm surprised to find out. That's great. At their field day on Saturday. So that'll be something to look into if you're looking for testing. Well, very good. Appreciate that, John. Who else is East? I think I heard a double in there, but at the moment I got Earl. Earl, are you doing any field day?
Maybe on the listening side. Other than that, I think I'll be preoccupied, pacing the floor, doing the hokey pokey.
Just make sure to put the right foot in, not the left one.
I'm glad you mentioned that. Mother right.
Yeah, that's right. No, we don't need any two left feet. That's Earl in Noreen, just east of the Cedars of Lebanon Park. And that's Earl is Kilo Echo 4 Delta Echo Zulu, and maybe doing something, maybe not on the field. Who else East? Was there somebody else in it?
KB4 SFM.
Ah, very good, Tom. How about you and with your TS 2000?
I don't know if we're going to be doing field day. Right now, it's a definite maybe.
Ah, definite maybe. Do you know of any other clubs? Because I'm pretty sure that the Wilson Club's not doing a field day, right?
No, we're not doing one as club in any location. I think we're going to work and use the WC4A call, but I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to get involved in it. I might take a nap.
Yeah, a nap would be a good thing. Anyway, that was Tom. He's in Martha. Kilo Bravo 4 Sierra Foxtrot November, and probably taking a nap during field day, but that's a long nap between noon or whatever it is and noon Saturday and noon Sunday. Who else East? Any other Eastern parties? Please come now.
KB4 RSM, Glenn and East Mount Juliet.
All righty. How about field day there, Glenn?
Nothing official, Paul, but I'll probably do a little radioing from the house.
Yeah, very good. I think a lot of people are going to be doing that from the house, all over the country, really. I'd imagine people up in the New York metro area, everybody's doing it from the house.
There you go.
All right, very good. Glenn's going to be doing something from the house, at least as he's able. Good to have you in there, Glenn. That's Kilo Bravo 4 Romeo Sierra Mike. Who else East? Up to the north, then, north of Mount Juliet. I heard somebody breaking squelch. Try again. No, no copy. Anybody got a copy on that? Got nothing. Do you want to try that again from the north? All I've got is a signal and no audio whatsoever, so something's amiss there. All right, anybody else north?
WB0NOL for Quebec.
Hey, Brent, hold on one second. I got Victor Quebec. Gotta make sure I write that down. I got Mark in there. Whiskey Bravo 0, November Oscar Oscar. How about it, Mark? Field day things?
No, I don't think so, Paul. I'm gonna just stay close. I didn't get here earlier. I guess we're doing breakfast, right? Or breakfast at the park.
Yeah, Saturday morning. We'll get some breakfast and donuts or whatever.
Hey, may see you there.
All right, sounds good. Weather permitting. Who else? I heard Brent in there. Brent, go ahead.
Hey, Paul. Finally got a night off for a change. Did it accidentally, but yeah, we got one off anyway.
Hit me with your call. I know I got the Romeo Victor Quebec, but I forgot the first part is what? It's 4, but I don't remember what the first. It's Kilo something.
Kilo
Yeah, there you go. The Kilo Echo. I didn't recall that. You've been working so hard. I forgot your whole call.
Yeah, tell me about it. Just about the time I took this weekend off to do field day because we had planned to go up to Bill's place and do some stuff, but ended up going to have emergency eye surgery instead.
Oh, really? What kind of stuff is it, if you don't mind me asking?
I had my retinas come loose again.
Yeah, well, listen, I'm just glad it didn't happen 30 years ago because they wouldn't know what to do with it.
Oh, now it's like total Star Trek. I had it done in January, and then I've got to get another one lasered and one operated on.
Oh, boy. Well, I'm facing a little bit of that down the road, but my wife is also facing some of that due to some cornea problems. And so it's a never-ending battle once you get older.
Yeah, no joking. It's like the self-destruct button goes off.
You know, as I got that one guy said, if I'd known I was going to live this long, I would have taken better care of myself.
No joke. But it's good hearing you guys, and like I said, hopefully I'll be back next Wednesday too, because I don't think I have to work.
So you're going to try any field day stuff?
Well, like I said, I had planned on it, and then I don't know. We'll see what the outcome is tomorrow after I get through surgery.
All right. Well, listen. Let's hope that goes well for you, Brent. I know the physicians really got a good handle on that stuff. So, yeah, it was Kilo Echo 4 Romeo Victor Quebec, and it's a possible maybe or a positive maybe, or we don't know. Who else was? And by the way, he's in Northwest Wilson. Who else in North?
KM4KX8, Robert in Goodlettsville will be doing field day from the house.
Yep, you and probably 90% of the hams in the country are going to be doing that. Let's see. Do you have any other questions about that? Yeah, what time? I didn't look at the rules again, and I forgot. Is it noon or 1 o'clock is the start point?
You know what? I'm not certain about it, but the prime time, at least for me, will be 20 meters around 2 o'clock.
Ah, okay, very good. Yeah, and of course, there's nothing on the well. It's only on the contest bands. It's not on the other routines like 17 meters and 60 meters and which other ones do they exclude? I forget.
Roger that. I don't know, Paul, but I've always used the field days as a good opportunity to make PSK contacts.
Oh yeah, a lot more people on the air. PSK used to be packed a lot. Now it's not so packed.
You hit 14,070 about any time when the sun's up, and it's pretty easy to make contact. Worked a guy in Argentina this afternoon.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, it's always fun. Yeah, it's like my wife asked me some years ago, or people ask me in general, and they probably asked you, I said, well, how do you talk to them? How do you understand them? I said, well, they speak English. That's the help.
They do indeed, and those little words just come right across the screen.
Yeah, they do. You don't have to worry about accents either. Well, very good. That's Robert. He's in, it's Goodlettsville, right?
Roger, Robert in Goodlettsville.
Yeah, very good. Robert in Goodlettsville. Kilo Mike 4, Kilo X-Ray Alpha. Going to be doing some PSK and digital this weekend. Who else? It's a good opportunity since there's so much more activity during field day. Notice all the bands seem to open up on field day. Who else? Anybody else east or north?
The one correction, that would be Kilo November 4.
All right. Well, that's a good correction because it's better I get it right than wrong. It's Kilo November 4, Kilo X-Ray Alpha. I just heard it wrong. Sorry about that. Who else north?
Alpha 4 Delta Echo, Daniel in Mount Juliet.
Very good, Daniel. You're doing well. And are you doing field day?
Doing great, Paul. We are doing field day.
Are you doing it along with the club or you're at the house?
No, the Tennessee Baptist Disaster Relief Communications team is coming in from across the state. We'll be doing some training and some field day and emergency exercise.
Oh, that's awesome. Awesome. Are they doing it from a local church here in Mount Juliet?
We have a missions mobilization center on John Hager Road, kind of across the interstate from where you live.
Ah, I didn't know that was over there. That's neat. Yeah, that's they have a pretty good network around the country, don't they?
Yeah, we have hams in 50 states and volunteers in all 50 states.
Oh, I'm sure of that. I've seen some of the groups have really nice setups. So, well, very good. Dan's going to be doing some. Are they going to be trying to make contacts, or is it just for training purposes only?
We'll start making contacts about 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We should have our training over with.
Okay, great. So yeah, it's a definite yes. With the church, whether with the Baptist organization, we're doing some training for emergency services, and that's Alpha 4 Delta Echo, and that's Dan here in Mount Juliet. Anybody else north or east, or east or north?
Comment.
Yeah, go ahead, Richard.
Were you able to hear Logan up here in for LLC?
Now he was probably the guy breaking the squelch. That was it.
Okay, I didn't know if you got his check in. I just wanted to make sure. Yeah, for SIB.
Hit me with his call again.
N4 LLC.
All right, very good. Logan's the one that he can probably hear me. He wrote me and said he appreciated my encouragement in doing something better with getting a more elevated, a better antenna. And he said, man, I'm going to go get a 30-foot tower and put up a GMRS repeater.
That's the game plan, from what I understand.
Yep, I hear you. Well, it's good. Well, again, it's that same old deal. It's so much more fun if you get an antenna up in a good spot, as you well know.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, very good. Me too. Of course, I'm already started in a pretty good elevation, so I've got you got that map I sent you too. I did that elevation profile I sent you.
Oh, I'm in trouble. I'm in a whole lot of trouble.
Well, you saw that going to the south. It's like it's the Alps between you and Murfreesboro.
Yeah, and the majority of it's right in my face. I mean, I don't go nowhere.
Listen, next time you'll pick a better apartment complex.
Ain't that the truth?
Next time you'll probably pick one of the. See, that's the problem is here in Mount Juliet, Lebanon. There aren't. For instance, when I lived in Tampa, if I was just messing around and I wanted to get a better elevation because it's pretty flat in Tampa, I used to go to a local parking garage and go up 10 floors at a hospital. I could do great mobile in my car as well as I could do, with a 100-foot antenna, 100-foot tower.
Oh, absolutely. And you had it made in that vehicle up on top of that thing.
Oh yeah, no, it was. You get spoiled doing that because here, I got to find I got to go to the Dunkin' Donuts out there on 70.
Got to find your sweet spot.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Richard, appreciate it. Appreciate Logan checking in. If not, even though he'll get better. I'm sure that he sounds like he's really motivated. Appreciate you being there, Logan. That's Logan November for Lima Charlie, and new to ham radio and is working off an HT. And I did hear the break and squelch, but I didn't know who it was. Anybody else? Any place, anywhere?
Kilo Delta 4 Zulu Golf Yankee. Yeah. November Delta November David. Good evening.
Hey, hold on, David. We had a kind of a double in there, both coming from the south, and the first one was Ed in Shake Rag near Shelbyville. Kilo Delta 4 Zulu Golf Yankee. You doing anything with your stuff on field day?
No, I'm not affiliated with any of the local groups here. I don't know what they're going to do.
Oh, I just wondered if you were doing anything all by your lonesome.
Oh yeah, I'll always tweak turn some knobs and try to find somebody to talk to.
Oh, you won't have any problem on Saturday.
Yes, it's usually like a row of bees when you turn it on. There's so many in there.
Yeah, I know. I remember being surprised the first field day I did, and then after a while I got used to it. And then field day a few years later, somebody was saying, "Well, I don't know where to transmit." I said, "Just get between the two voices you hear, no matter where you are, and that's where you start transmitting."
That's right. Yeah, there'll be a lot of people out there, and a lot of enjoyable times to enjoy ham radio for sure. Appreciate it, Paul. I know you got some more to come in here. Thank you for letting me in, Katie, for ZGY. Back to you.
Very good. Again, that was Ed, Kilo Delta 4 Zulu Golf Yankee in the Shake Rag down near Shelbyville. And David, good to hear you in there from Reedyville.
Well, good evening, sir. I couldn't hear you, not a peep at all. But anyway, didn't make my bed with you. Just wanted to get in there and say good evening. Just roll in here.
Really? You couldn't hear? And he's not. Well, I'd have to look on the map to see the relationship of you in Shelbyville. But Shelbyville is farther south of you?
Yes, sir. A little southwest. I would guess he's probably 20 miles further than I guess.
Okay. Ed, are you still there? And are you using your beam tonight?
Yeah, but I can get to you director and him as well.
Oh, I know you can, but I don't know if you could hear David. He couldn't hear you at all in Reedyville.
No, I don't hear him at all.
Yeah, okay, there. He can't hear you either, David.
Okay, that must be some of them big mountains in between us.
I don't know, because he can hit me here in Mount Juliet either on his beam or on his vertical. So that's interesting because I can always hear you unless you're on super low power.
Well, I am on low power this evening, and my little 4-element Yankee has turned more towards you, so it's turned away from Mr. Andy.
Yeah, well, that explains much of it then. All right, very good. That was Dave. Are you going to do anything on field day?
Twiddle my thumbs, pat my knee maybe, but you guys have a good and be safe, okay? Careful indeed.
Yeah, if you're going to pat your knee, you also got to like shake your foot up and down, on your toes. Just keep beat with the music.
Keep moving. Good evening, everyone.
Very good. That was David. He's in Reedyville. Kilo India 4, November, Delta, November. Good to have you in there, David. Another maybe. Who else? And Ed was going to be doing it as well. That was Kilo Delta 4, Zulu Golf Yankee. Anybody else? Any place, anywhere?
All in Old Hickory, and yeah, I'll be piddling on field day.
I had a double in there. I had Paul and somebody else. Paul, what was your call again? I forgot.
Yeah, WA4FHY, Old Hickory, and I will be piddling on field day running solar power at 5 watts.
Oh, boy, you really like getting stepped on, don't you?
Yeah, but that's okay. I'll be under the air conditioning, which ain't going to be on the solar power.
I got you. Well, no, I used to do a fair amount of QRP, and the painful part of QRP is lots of other people can't hear you, so they come right on top of you in the frequency and blow you out of the water. You got to keep moving. At least I used to just keep moving around. Anyway, that was Paul in Old Hickory, Whiskey Alpha 4, Foxtrot Hotel Yankee. And there was somebody else in there.
Kilo 4, Whiskey United.
Hey, how are you tonight? Good to have you in there.
Doing good, Paul. Doing well. Just jumped in here. Was out mowing the grass and just got in.
Ah, very good. Yeah, mowing the grass. I was out weed whacking today. Out in the sun. It wasn't cloudy enough. I wish it was cloudy. So are you doing all right, Bill? And are you doing anything on field day?
I'm doing fine, thank you. Yeah, we're WC4AR. We're gonna let the tradition go on, and here at my home, my yard backs up against WW4BEE is property. So we're going to have a few people over, a few stations set up here at the house.
Ah, okay. So multiple stations. Cool. Having a field day right there at the house. So you're going to be cooking out too, I take it.
Oh, yeah, everything's so convenient. And actually, we're going to set up canopies outside. We're going to be running totally on, on generator power, and we're going to be doing it right. So, yeah, that's what our plans are. Nice thing is it's convenient. We got some pretty good sized trees here, so and 3 stations. So, trying to keep it a little bit small, kind of keep a low profile this year because of all the buzz going around.
Oh yeah, I know the deal. So far, I still don't know anybody who has had the virus, or at least if they had it, they didn't know they had it.
That's correct. Yeah, I know of one from our work that had it. Gosh, that's been several months ago, a couple months ago, very early onset, and her family got it, factory worker, and luckily we were isolated enough and out of the office by the time we heard about that.
I got you. Very good. That was Bill. He's in Possum Town, Kilo 4 Whiskey uniform, and he's doing a 3-station field day at the house with at least one other, maybe 2 other hams, I guess. And yeah, it sounds like a lot of fun. A lot less clubs than normal, that's for sure. I'm sure that's true all over. Anybody else late chickens?
KD4 BUW.
BUW. KD is Kilo Delta 4 Bravo Uniform Whiskey, is that right?
Nope. Kilo Delta 4 Victor Uniform Whiskey. KD4 BUW. Carlin, up here in Angeltown,
Angel Town. I don't think I've talked. I may have talked to you before. Am my memory bad?
Yeah, I'm up here in the northern part of Sumner County. I'm between Portland and Westmoreland. I'm about 2 miles from Oak Grove, Tennessee, which is kind of centered between Westmoreland and Portland.
Yeah, very good. I may have heard you on the air before because Carlin is not a super common name.
Yeah, I know. I've had to put up with it all my life. I even had teachers trying to teach me English and spelling that couldn't even spell my name. And I'm sitting there and you're grading me?
No, that's a good name. In fact, the name was popularized. I don't know how old you are, but it was popularized in a TV show back in the 70s.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Carlin. Yeah, I used to get jokes when I was in high school during the 70s about that.
Oh, did you really? You're talking about Carlin the doorman?
Well, I don't know. It was Carlin was on the Newhart show. You know, Mr. Carlin that was in the little group that would meet with Bob Newhart in his office. You know, with those other people.
Oh yeah, you're absolutely right. I forgot about that one. It did ring a bell though, as soon as you mentioned the Newhart thing. Yeah, no, that's all right. No, I think it's good having a unique name. Mine is not so unique, just with Paul, but Carlin's kind of a cool. Did I? How am I spell? Is it spelling? I don't have. Is it Carlin?
No, it's unusually spelled too. Carlan. And the problem I keep getting, I get EN or I get a D on the end of it for some reason. Matter of fact, where I bought some stuff down at the what is that place down there? Sells tools. It's not Northern, it's the other one. They just put Gallatin. Harbor Freight. I bought something, they took my name, and I spelled my name out to them. And then when a little mailer come out, they added a D to my first name. I'm going like, I stood there and spelled it to them, and they still got it wrong.
Yeah, they probably figured you didn't know how to spell it, right?
Yeah, I didn't know how to spell my own name.
No, I know. There's lots of names, relatively simple names that people get messed up. I know what you're saying. And mine's not simple, though. Wilazinski is not a simple name with 12 letters. Anyway, that's Carlin. He's in, is it Angel? Say that again now on the name of the town.
Angel Town. You know, it's like the angel with a wing town. It's just right down the road from here. I guess I'm in the border of it and stuff. There used to be a store down there. That's been long gone. And matter of fact, I think it's rotting into the ground. That's how old it was. And, just a little spot in the road. And if you don't know it and you go through it, you'll never know that you went through it.
I got you. Well, very good. That's Angel Town. That's a new town name to me. I'll have to look that up. Carlin, that's Carlan. And it's Kilo Delta 4 Victor Uniform Whiskey in Angel Town. Did you say you were going to be doing any field day work this weekend?
I was sitting here kind of diddling around with my F3 here a minute ago. I was trying to figure out why it wasn't working. And then I looked at something and said, oh, well, that's a good reason. So I've got everything figured out about it now.
Well, very good. Glad to hear it's working out. And Saturday, hopefully, it'll be working even better. Well, very good. Carlin, Kilo Delta 4 Victor Uniform Whiskey in Angel Town up there north or near Westmoreland. Anybody else late checking?
K4IDC.
Hey, Robin. You've been monitoring this whole time, just waiting to check in?
No, I was actually trying to check in on a 432 net.
432. What's going on over there?
Oh, nothing here. It's being called out North Carolina. 432.090 upper cycle.
Were you successful?
No, back zero here.
Okay, very good. What beam do you have up on 70? Do you have that beam on 70 centimeters?
Yeah, it's a 22 element K1FO right out of the handbook.
22 elements. That's a lot. What's the gain on that?
I'd have to look it up. Something on the order of 14, 15 dB.
Yeah, I would imagine so. Well, that's cool. It's cool to have that ability and still not work.
Say my antenna doesn't work.
No, I'm just saying it didn't work out. You know, obviously the antenna works, or I presume it does.
Right. Well, we hope. But, couldn't prove it by tonight.
Well, I'm sure you have in those many years in the radio thing. You've been transmitted, and you went out and looked to make sure the antenna was still there.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I had a stacked pair of them on the rubber band.
Oh, did you? A stack pair of the 22 element?
Yup.
Oh, dang. That's a lot of. Of course, you get what, 3 dB more, even though it's, so you end up with maybe an 18 dB if it was a 15.
I think the realistic number is more like 2.7, 2.8 dB, but yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Very good. That's Rob, and you're going to be doing any No, you said you were going to be doing some 40 meter stuff, huh?
Yeah, because 30 meters is not not part of the plan.
Well, no, it's not a contest band in any occasion, is it?
I don't think so. Yeah, is 30 meters part of the work? I think that's World Amateur Radio Conference. 30 meters of work band.
I believe it is. I can't kind of lose track of them because the ones that it's easy to find out if it's a work band during field day. It's the ones where there's very little activity.
Yeah, World Administrative Radio Conference. There we go. 30 meters, 17 meters, and 12 meters. There you go. So none of those are allowed for.
They don't. I thought they didn't include 60 meters in that either.
Well, this data probably predates 60.
Okay, very good. Anyway, Robin, Kilo 4 India Delta Charlie. He is in Hermitage, south of me, off just closer to the lake, about 5 miles south. Anybody in the lake check-ins? Well, very good. I think we had some good conversations, or at least some good information for those who could hear about who's doing field day and who's not. I didn't think anybody be having some actual field day events in any given location for multiple people, but there's several out there. And one of them was at Stones River, and the other one was where was the other one? Stones River. What was the other event?
Sumner County.
Oh yeah, Sumner County. You can look on their websites for information. Those are the ones that, and then the other one, and the guys for operating at the house. I guess the key question would be, and I'd like a nice good answer. What's the? And we only got a couple minutes left here, but what's the best? Well, hardly any minutes. We still want to do. What are we doing tonight? 10 meters. I'm not even going to cover that. The best reason, obviously, everybody knows what field day is for, is to see how good you can do, or how good you can listen, or how good your antennas are functioning, and radio, and your abilities to communicate, and try to get a good handle on. This ought to be a good field day because 10 and 6 have been open. I suspect they may be on Saturday and Sunday, so it'll be a good opportunity to get on those bands. Those bands are neat because you don't need you don't need a 22 element beam to operate on 6 and 10. So anyway, I'm going to close out this portion of the net. I think we'll just go right over to the 10 meters, and that's going to be on 28. Where are we? 28.415. That's where upper sideband 28.415. Is there any other questions or check-ins at this point?
Well, I'm kind of curious if you're hearing me.
Wait a minute, I heard somebody, and you said I'm kind of curious.
Yeah, this is BUW. I was wondering if you could hear me on my MT3 HT.
Yeah, I can hear you fine. How you doing there, Carlin? It sounds terrific. You copying me well on your? Is that you? Are you using the rubber ducky?
No, I've got my old adapter hooked up to the outdoor antenna, but I was hearing you 60 over on the rubber ducky anyway, and I've still got you 60 over on the outdoor antenna. I was kind of curious.
No, you're doing S7 here to me on the HT using the outdoor antenna.
Okay, it's probably doing quite a bit more on the 50-watt mobile a minute ago.
I don't know that I would have detected the difference. If I think it was better. I remember I wasn't looking at the meter when you were there, but I think it was just fine. Very good, Carlin. Any other check-ins?
Kilo 4 Alpha Lima.
Well, I haven't heard from you in a while. Where you been?
Busy. Sorry I missed the net, but I'll give you a late check-in.
Oh, you're doing fine. Are you doing any field day this week?
Well, that's one reason I'm sorry I missed the net. I had got an invite to one place, but I don't even know where anybody's doing things.
Sumner County's doing something. You look on their website, Amateur Radio Club, and it's at Lock 4, I think they call it, and Park, I believe it is. And then, of course, the Stones River is doing something as well.
Okay, I normally go with the Wilson Club, but I don't think they're doing anything this year. So, yeah, I'll sniff around and see. Maybe I'll give you a call later and get some more information. Thanks. K4AL.
Very good. And that is Alan, right?
That's affirmative.
Yeah, I want to make sure my memory's right there. In Alan's, well, you're not in Watertown, though, are you?
Well, kind of, sort of. I'm in Wilson County. My mailing address is Watertown, but I'm actually kind of closer to Alexandria.
Yeah, no, I got you. No, you sound good. That's why it's a little confusing, because I think you're still doing the what, not the crossband, but the remote base, aren't you?
Yeah, that's right. And the neighbor, the cat's out of the bag. They didn't realize that I was operating remotely, but when the rotor, the brake kicks out, it makes that loud clicking sound, and then the rotor spins, and the neighbor's dogs, for some reason, go nuts when that happens. And so they called me and asked me about it. So I kind of had to let them know that I was operating remote. So I think I'm going to start getting some TVI complaints.
Oh, yeah. Even if they're not accurate.
Yeah, that's right. So anyway, yeah, you're right. 6 has been open though, so it's been a blast.
Yeah, very good. That's Al, Kilo 4 Alpha Lima. He lives down near Alexandria, but he operates a remote base over here. I think it's in, you said it was in Hermitage, or is it in Hermitage?
Yeah, that's right. It's in Hermitage. And Wes Toomey has offered to help put up the tower over here. I just got to get my act together, that's all.
Yeah, get in line on getting your act together, if you would. Anyway, that was Al, Kilo 4 Alpha Lima down near Alexandria, and with a remote base in Hermitage. Now we need to move over to 10 meters real quick. 28415, 28415 upper side band. Any objections? Speak your piece now.
5, that is traffic on that frequency call, K4D.
Tom, were you also looking at the 28415?
No, I'm trying to get a hold of Al.
Yeah, are you copying Tom at all?
Yeah, sure enough. Yeah, go ahead and spin the net over to 10 meters, and then I'll talk to Tom real quick when you close that.
All right. Yeah. If is there anybody have an idea what's open around that 28415, 28430? Anybody want to take a look there before I jump over there?
I'll look real quick.
All righty. I don't want to jump on somebody on the frequency. Obviously, 10 meters is open, and oftentimes people end up on 415 for. I guess they just heard we were using it.
I don't hear nobody on 28430.
All righty. Nothing down there. Michael will have an update here from North Nashville.
430 open, Paul.
All right, we're going to do it not 415, but 430, 28430 upper side band. And one more time, 28.430 upper side band. We'll be there momentarily, closing this portion of the net.
Alan, you still there?
I sure am. Is it memory or not? Hang on a sec.
All righty, this is K4PEW at the mount. Hold on. Sorry about that. I had to retune, but this is Kilo 4 Papa Echo Whiskey, Kilo 4 Papa Echo Whiskey with the Mount Juliet Simplex Radio Net. We're going to be taking check-ins in the same order from the west. Please come now.
KM4YRF.
All right, we got Michael, KM4YRF. We'll go ahead, Michael. Go ahead. Who's next? WY4G. Got you in there, Jeff, out of Madison. Who else is next?
Whiskey 4 Alpha Whiskey Echo.
Very good. Got you in there, John. Whiskey 4 Alpha Whiskey Echo. Who's up next? West or south?
You missed with all.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. One more time. Yeah, I got no copy on that, Michael. You got it?
KO4 DTZ.
Okay, I heard that one in there. Kilo Oscar 4 Delta Tango Zulu. John, was there another one in there, Michael?
No, that was it, Paul.
Okay, very good. I'm sorry I didn't hear you in there, John. Kilo Oscar 4 Delta Tango Zulu. Who else is west or south?
Kilo Golf 4, India Lima Victor, Jack and Donaldson.
All right, Jack got you in there. Very strong signal. Kilo Golf 4 India Lima Victor and Donaldson. Who else west or south? Very got you in there, Ken. A little low on the audio. I didn't look at the signal strength. Give your call one more time. Yeah, no, I got it. I can hear the audio, but it's not registering anything on my end other than I can hear you, just not well. I mean, I can hear you fine, but I'd be able to hear you better with headphones. Got you in there though, Ken. That's Whiskey Victor 4 Delta in Smyrna. Who else is south or west? Anybody hearing anything there?
Nope.
All right, very good. Let's go over to the east then, east of Mount Juliet.
KB4 RSM.
All right, you're gonna have to move Mobile or something farther away. Your signal's too good there. Too good, Glenn.
All right.
Very good. We got Kilo Bravo 4 Romeo Sierra Mike, and that's Glenn over here, Mount Juliet. Who else east? All right, got you in there, Earl. Kilo Echo 4 Delta Echo Zulu in Noreen. Who else is east or south?
Kilo 4 Whiskey United, Bill.
Hey, Bill, got you in there. Sound good. Kilo 4 Whiskey United. Anybody else east or south? I don't know. Is anybody hearing anything? No, apparently not. Oh, we'll move up to the north then. Any check-ins north of Mount Juliet?
Robert in Goodlettsville.
All right, Robert, hang on 1 second. I had Mark, Whiskey Bravo 0, November Oscar, and then I believe that was good to have you in there, Mark, and Robert in Goodlettsville, and that's your call is KXA, I believe. Yeah, KXA. I had that when I hear two calls at the same time, it throws my brain for a spin there. It's Kilo November 4, Kilo X-Ray Alpha. Good to have you in there, Robert. You have a good signal. Anybody else anywhere, please come now.
Kilo Oscar 4 Charlie Delta Papa.
Kilo Oscar 4 Charlie Delta Papa. Forgive me, I forgot your first name.
David Whitehouse.
Oh, there we go. How could I forget that? Very good, David. David in White House, Kilo Oscar 4 Charlie Delta Papa. Anybody else late check-ins, please come now. All right, I'm not hearing anything. Anybody hearing anything else? All right, very good. We had 13, I believe, 13 check-ins. We had David in White House, Kilo Oscar 4 Charlie Delta Papa. Robert, KN for Kilo November 4 Kilo X-Ray Alpha. And that's in, I did say Kilo November. Yes, I'm sure I did. And that's Robert in Goodlettsville. And we had Mark, Kilo Bravo, Whiskey Bravo 0, November Oscar in North Wilson County. Bill in Possum Town. That's Kilo 4 Whiskey Uniform. Earl over Noreen, Kilo Echo 4 Delta Echo Zulu. And we had Glenn, Kilo Bravo 4 Romeo Sierra Mike here in east of Mount Juliet, kind of. And Ken, Whiskey Victor 4 Delta in Smyrna. And Jack, Kilo Golf 4 Tango, I'm sorry, India Lima Victor. My writing needs improvement. And we had John, Kilo Oscar 4 Delta Tango Zulu in Inglewood. And Whiskey 4 Alpha Whiskey Echo. John in Bellevue and Whiskey Yankee 4 Golf. That would be Jeff in Madison and Kilo Mike 4 Yankee Romeo Foxtrot, who also does the 10-meter net on Sunday nights at 7:30. So don't forget, that's Mike in Bellshire, and then myself, Kilo 4 Papa Echo Whiskey here in Mount Juliet. And glad to have everybody in there. Appreciate the check-ins. That's 13, which is we've had I think we've had as many as 20 something, didn't we, Michael?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Someone else was trying to check in. He double with.
Okay, somebody else trying to check in, please.
I have a short comment.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Are we on 4300?
Yes, 28430. That's correct.
Okay. I didn't know what was going on. Okay.
Okay, no, I just want to make sure. Yeah, I said that because we weren't sure where we were going, so you moved over there before I think we changed it.
Yeah.
All righty, and we had Kilo Oscar 4 Delta Tango Zulu. Of course, you already checked in there, John, so you were doing all right.
Yeah. So we're gonna start having.
No, it was just because somebody was already on the frequency.
Yeah. Okay, I'll just let you know that. But Lacey wanted to go outside, take her out, and come back. You guys were bad another, and he was gone.
Yeah, no, I got you. Very good, John. Anyway, we'll go ahead and close on that. And here we are at 9:07. And appreciated all the check-ins on both bands and hope to hear you on the air at the breakfast on Saturday. Let's say breakfast at the Mount Juliet Park, which is the Charlie Daniels Park. And golly, I already forgot. What is that? I'll have to look again. But does anybody remember what that pavilion is? Was it number 4?
Number 5.
That was close. It's Pavilion 5. It's a big pavilion, so but the parking is it's about a 100-yard walk from where the parking is. So bring your scooters. So all right, very good. You guys have a great night. K4 PEW closing on that.
KM4KMJ. Good night, everybody, and thanks for the net.